Richie Rich Show.
Hey, what's up? It's Trucker Richie Rich on the late night tip. Ones and twos, I guess. The adventures of doing broker loads. I went to go pick up a load today, and when I get there, the broker forgot to actually schedule the actual pickup. I mean, he had the appointment, but he didn't schedule the product to be picked. So they didn't know what they were putting on the truck. And unfortunately, I can't reach the broker. That's kind of weird because they're usually hounding you all night and day. But I can't reach them. So detention and layover it is. The adventures of brokering. Anyway, making this video, guys, I wanted to talk about something. The other days, a couple of days, I mentioned about talking about immigration and talking about America. This is a trucking topic and a U.S. policy topic. Okay, as you know, we have an election coming up in less than a month, more than a month away, and honestly, I don't know who I'm gonna vote for. I don't. I can say this: during Trump's administration, it was a wild card. It was always in the news, and I didn't like that. And it was always some sort of controversy. But under Trump's presidency, I financially did well. And I think that it all matters, your own personal economics matter than the overall, what everybody else is doing. It's how you're doing. And technically, I think we all were doing a little better. And then the big whammy came in, COVID, and that turned into a whole fiasco. And I'll be honest with you, the first time I did vote for Trump, because I don't like Hillary Clinton. I never liked her. I voted for him because I wanted something different. And I'm gonna say something. During this presidential run, I did financially well. It is the most I ever made in trucking. Okay, I was doing $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 to $6,000 weeks. Okay, it was a great economy. Fuel prices were really dirt cheap for trucking, and everybody in trucking generally did well. I mean, yes, you can say, but this is before COVID, actually. Before COVID, I did well. Then during COVID, I did extremely well. But see, here's the thing, the reason why I didn't vote for Trump the second time is because the way he handled COVID. Okay. I lost my college roommate to COVID. I got a call one day, and my boy Fritz had died, result from COVID. A lot of truck drivers were found dead in their trucks during COVID. They were. I feel like he didn't take that serious enough. Okay, it was all a big controversy to America to either get the jab or not. I mean, they even had it blocked out and censored. Okay, whether you got the jab or not is not my concern, but it was just the way the government handled it. I thought that Trump did poorly on it, and that's why I didn't vote for him. But I regret voting for Joe Biden. But we didn't really have any choices, really. Joe Biden's presidency, I thought, was going to be a continuation of great in my industry. I thought it really was. But what happened was, when Joe Biden got inaugurated January 15th, okay, by the end of February, fuel prices had skyrocketed. Okay, I know you guys remember. We can't have short-term memories about this stuff. I decided to go start my own trucking thing and got a truck. As soon as I got the truck, fuel prices skyrocketed. I mean, they were $8.65 a gallon in California. Pennsylvania, New York was $6 and $7 a gallon. Okay, that bankrupted a lot of people's business. That put a lot of truck companies out of business. Okay. Not only that, the economy, inflation just soared. Okay, everything soared. My insurance, homeowners insurance, car insurance, grocery bills. About a month ago, I was home and I went to bought some spaghetti and meatballs to make for dinner. And I think I picked up like maybe 7 items from the store. All right, some pasta, some meat, and some tomato sauce. That all came up to almost $75. Okay, and I'm just telling you, under Joe Biden's administration, inflation just skyrocketed. Fuel prices skyrocketed, and truckers in general did bad. But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk about, I didn't like how Joe Biden pulled out of Afghanistan. I didn't like that at all. You saw people falling from the plane as they were trying to, leave. That was horrible to watch. You saw Marines and American soldiers be injured because of that. It was poorly done. Okay? I didn't like that. I also didn't like how they had a natural disaster in Hawaii, and they only offered people $750, okay, who lost everything in their home. I didn't like that. I also didn't like, right now, I live in North Carolina, okay? I'm a North Carolinian, and Asheville is basically wiped off the map. And today, Kamala Harris got on the news and offered $750 assistance to people who live in North Carolina, okay? But we are giving millions and billions of dollars to Ukraine. It makes no sense. I want you to watch this real quick.
Relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met.
Hey, I'm back. I'm back. So that's basically her own voice saying that she's giving $750 to American families who literally lost everything in North Carolina. Not only that, but I do have a big issue with immigration. Okay, I think every American blue-collar worker should be concerned, especially truck drivers. I mean, we see how it is out here now. When I first got into trucking, and it ain't been that long. I ain't been in trucking long. But it was this really was a white man's job. It really was. Black folks didn't do it because of sundown towns. Okay, that was a serious thing. Now that kind of went away, and people of color are starting to get into trucking. But now it's like the floodgates are open. Like I told you guys, I was in Livingston, California, and that whole community is Punjabi. That whole community is. And when I went out to California, when I crossed over into Arizona, the truck stops that are on I-40 are almost, if they're not Flying J or a Pilot, they're like a mom and pop, and they're owned by Punjabis or Indians. Okay, and Indians are buying up trucking stops. Indians are very smart. And see, this is not a hate. Before anybody get too far in the comments, this is not about a hate, or this is probably jealousy, because those guys have done it right. They done pretty much what black folks should have done back in the day, and we just didn't. Unfortunately, a lot of black people cannot work together, and that's just the God's truth. We too busy hating on each other, or we're too busy, we don't stick together like we should. Okay, but other communities do, and they exploit us. They do. You got the Koreans and Asians with the hair stores in the communities. The Koreans, Asians, and Indians with the alcohol, liquor stores, and convenience stores in the black communities. You got the Asians and Koreans and Hispanics with the beer stores and stuff. I mean, just all kind of stuff. They exploit the black community. There was a study I used to read, right? And it caused, what it did is it tracked the dollar of the community. For instance, it said something like the white dollar lasts about a year in their community. The Spanish dollar lasts about 6 months in their community. The Indian dollar and Asian dollar lasts a couple years in their community. Okay, but the black dollar lasts 5 minutes in its own community. Okay, so as we get paid, the money goes out to another community, which is true, and it makes sense. Indians been doing this stuff for a long time, and it's not Indian hate, but basically what they do is come over here. One of them makes it, they get a motel chain or something. They fire everybody in Motel 6, and then they move grandmom and grandpa in there and aunts and uncles to work the motel chain, and they They rinse, wash, and repeat. Now they're doing it with the truck stops and the gas stations. Okay, I got a video here that I'm going to upload showing them price gouging during a hurricane, just so they can profit, because they understand Americans are profit. And see, that's my issue with immigration. It's not that I don't want you here, okay? That's nothing to do with that. I have no hate in my heart for anybody who wants to come to this country and do better, but my only issue is, and it's coming from a place of, I guess, a little hatred, because they do better. They just do. You know, it's the truth. You know, they take care of their own, and they do better for their community. And this is everybody, okay, except African Americans. And I hate to say it, but it's the truth, you know. But, you know, it's, hey, I want y'all to see this real quick.
I know.
One more time. How much a gallon? That's all I want to hear.
Why are you taking a video?
How much is it a gallon? You work here?
He's taking a video.
How much is it a gallon? That's all we want to know.
Live check.
You're filling gas, right? How much a gallon?
$10.
$10 a gallon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Video me, okay?
Hey, I'm back. So you see my Punjabi brothers exploiting the situation, right? You know, I have a story about them, right? When I was police, right there on South Capitol Street in Washington, D.C., we got a call of a bunch of cars driving down the freeway. South Capitol Street, right there where the stadium is at in Washington, D.C., the baseball stadium, the Washington Nationals play. There's a gas station that, well, it used to be a gas station, sits right there on South Capitol Street. And we got a call one day that a bunch of cars have broken down, like a lot of 911 calls, like maybe 10 to 15 cars had just broken down. So what happened was, the gas station was owned by a Indian, Punjabi, right? Somebody in Southeast DC crackhead stole a fuel truck. And they pulled up to the Punjabi guys and said, hey, listen, we got a fuel here. We're going to sell it to you for a discount. Give us like $1,000 and we'll offload all this fuel in your fuel tanks. Punjabi jumped at it. He's like, oh my God, that's so much profit. Yes. You know, they couldn't wait to do that. Well, unbeknownst to them, the fuel they put in there was, I think it was kerosene fuel. It wasn't diesel or gasoline. It was kerosene. And people put it in their cars, and it caused their cars to malfunction on South Capitol Street, right there before the 495 entrance. And it broke down about 15, 20 cars, caused thousands and thousands of dollars of damage. Well, the Department of Ways and Measures shut them down. We got involved. In the story, the gas station ended up getting closed down. You know, and they end up getting charges and stuff like that. But Punjabis are always looking for exploitation. Always a deal, you know. And I hope nobody who's Indian gets upset or offended what I'm saying. But you know, guys, I'm telling the truth. It was hilarious. But like I said, they just do it better than we do. And so my stance on immigration, you know, we have a serious problem in this country. Our immigration policy is too fucking big. It just is. It's too fucking big. You know, one concern that I have, and I know that the media in this country is more propaganda than it is actually being factual, okay? But I do have a problem when I see military-aged men between the age of 15 and 50 come into this country. That's a concern for me in this industry and anybody who is a blue-collar worker in this country, okay? Because look what's going on now. The port guys are striking, okay? The port guys are striking because they want more money and better pay, okay? But they can be replaced by a foreigner like tomorrow. And I'm sure they will cross the picket line. I'm sure they will, okay? The white man complains, things change. Black man complains, we get listened to, but nothing happens, okay? Foreigners, immigrants complain, nothing happens. So they'll take low wages and low pay. They will, okay? Because, you understand, some people in the countries, they make $50 a week or less, okay? And they come over here and they make all kind of money. They're happy. So this is the truth, but I got a problem with it because most of those guys are coming to our industry. So let me say this. I was stuck down in Orlando, Florida during the hurricane. I got a hotel room and crashed down there. And I went to the mall, right? I caught an Uber. It felt great to get away from the truck for a day, and kind of breathe some fresh air. So I got an Uber, went to the mall, and I was talking to the Uber driver. And it was like, "You're not from around here?" I said, "No, man, my truck's parked out here, and then I'm just coming over here to relax. Yeah, I want to get away from the hurricane. There's nothing leaving or coming into Florida for the next 2 days anyway." "Oh, yeah, I used to be a truck driver." "Oh, for real? Okay, yeah. What's up with this?" So he started talking. He's like, "Yeah, I'm from Brazil." I said, "Oh, Brazil? Oh, okay. I said, "You still drive trucks?" He said, "I own 6 of them." I said, "For real? 6 of them?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, what were you doing?" He was pulling FedEx contract, FedEx freight. He said his biggest problem was keeping good drivers because they used to come and go a lot. I said, "Yeah, that's the trucking industry." I said, "Why are you doing Uber now?" He said, "Oh, well, my green card came in the mail." I said, "Fuck that trucking shit." And I jumped in the Uber. I said, "So you own trucks and had a contract without a green card?" He said, "Yeah, I just had a visitor's permit. And I was able to get my CDL. And I went and got some trucks through some friends." He wasn't even an American citizen. Barely spoke English, but had, 6 trucks. And I know some of you guys are like, "Well, he's a good businessman, and Rich, you shouldn't be hating on him." That has nothing to do with it. It's a concern for the trucking industry and blue collar jobs in America, okay? Because those people will fill our jobs. That's the problem I have, okay? It's not about them working here or trying to do better for themselves. It's that they're coming into my industry very easily, and it's affecting my industry. It's affecting my industry to a point where labor is, truckers are not valued like they once were. And that's the problem, okay? When the last time you seen a truck company offer a signing bonus? Okay? When I came in years ago, they were offering $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 signing bonuses at one point, okay? What about pay? When the last time you seen a good paying trucking company? Okay? They've been horrible. There's so many truckers out here on the road, it's ridiculous. And, they always told it trucker shortage, but that was bullshit. No trucker shortage. It was a good quality of company shortage, ones that won't pay you well and decent. And a lot of these guys are coming into this industry in the last 10 to 15 years, and they're flooding it. You go to a truck stop now, what do you see? Somalian, Indian, African, Mexican, A lot of these guys cannot speak English. And I'll tell you one. You guys know I was a trainer, all right? I had a student who came on my truck from India. And now that I sit back and reflect on this, I know what he was doing. He got on my truck and we rode around for about 2 weeks. He drove, he was like, okay. He's asked a lot of questions. He's a great student. And finally, we went down a few major mountains, and I showed him how to go down the mountain and everything. And then we got down, and we were going near Texas, Dallas, Texas. And he was like, "Hey, Rich, thank you for everything. I'm going to get off the truck now." I said, "Well, your training is another 3-4 weeks, bro. What are you talking about?" He was like, "No, I just wanted you to show me how to, go down the mountain." And we circled the country once. He says, "I think I got this." I said, "Well, they're not going to let you upgrade until you finish training." He said, No. I already bought a truck, sitting at my house waiting for me. He says, "I already got my DOT numbers and MC numbers. I just want to know how to drive. I wanted to be trained a little bit, how to couple, uncouple, go up and down a mountain, curve speeds, rain, winter, snow driving. I wanted to learn." Because did you know you can get a CDL tomorrow and not really be trained how to drive a truck? Training is an option. It's not mandatory. Person get a CDL on Monday, driving a truck on Tuesday. Okay? So that's what he did. And he went on about his business. Now at the time, I was like, oh, man, that's dope. But now I sit back and think about it. I'm like, oh, God. You know, this guy kind of used me for my information. Okay? But that's what they're doing out here. Some of them are at least kind enough to get some training, right? But others aren't. So.
No money going to Hurricane Helene victims, Americans who've actually lost everything. But yet we just signed off on billions more to Israel, billions more to Ukraine, and hundreds of millions now to Taiwan. Fuck Ukraine, fuck Taiwan, and fuck Israel.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry. I had to answer a call. My dispatcher trying to figure out what's going on with this damn broker. He's not answering. I guess he'll answer tomorrow. But like I said, you know, trucking, you know, it's an issue for you guys, for us, okay? You know, like I told you, at one point, I can get a job in 30 minutes. 30 minutes. I can literally call a company, say, I want to drive for you. They check my MVR and my PSP, and that was it. Now, it may take weeks to get a job as a truck driver here in America. Weeks. So, that should be a concern to everybody, okay? Reason a lot of us got into trucking jobs is for the availability to work, to always have a job, okay? Let me tell you something. When I applied to be a police officer years ago, I never forget the recruiter telling me this. He was like, you know, the first day of class, he said, you guys are all selected specially. Trust me, it was hard for you to get in here, okay? When I applied, there was over 3,000 applicants, okay? They were trying to only fill 50 spots for 3,000 applicants, okay? If it wasn't for me going to college and having some military background and some specialized training, I don't think I would have made the cut. Do you understand? Plus, I went through grueling interviews and grueling background investigations. That took months to get a job. Do you understand? You know, it took a long time. Now, as a truck driver, I used to like to, you know, hey, I can call a company up today and get a job tomorrow. Get a plane ticket and have a job. Now, it is not the same. Okay, I'll call one company up and they're talking about orientation classes are maybe a month from now or 2 months from now. That's unheard of, you know. So, you know, it's something to think about, guys, you know. So let's talk a little politics here, okay? So when I started this conversation of who was I going to vote for, I still don't know. I do like Trump. I do. I did well under Trump. I can care less about his antics. I don't give a shit about that. I don't give a shit if he's lying or, you know, Trump was called an honest liar, meaning that you know his bullshit coming out of his mouth. The problem is with these other politicians, you just don't fucking know. Okay, they seem sincere and they seem like they care, but the truth is they really don't. They just want the job. You know, they want the historical presence. You know, it's narcissism to its top level. It really is. You know. I can't, even though Camilla's a black woman per se, I just can't see her run. I can't see people in this country voting for her just off the strength of that. Unfortunately, America is still a racist country. I don't give a shit what you say. Okay. I think the only reason fucking Obama got in because they hated the other person who's running. I think it was Clinton, if I remember correctly. They just don't want Clinton in the office. But you know, it's I just don't see her winning. And I don't see her changing anything. I think it's going to be worse. Trump, I mean, if it wasn't for his antics, I'd have voted for him the second time. If it wasn't for the COVID thing, I'd have voted for him. You know? One thing that keeps me in mind, right, and I should keep you guys in mind, and we're, you know, guys who watch me are kind of an older crowd, okay? But some of you younger guys, I mean way younger guys, can probably remember Vietnam. Okay, let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about conscription. Some of you guys who may not know what that is. That's when you're walking down the street, kicking your feet, and two guys in a military uniform walk up to you and say, hey, young man, you look pretty good shape. Yes, I am. Okay, come with us. No, I don't want to. Yes, you do. And they snatch you off the street. Okay, and next thing you know, you'll be all you could be down to Fort Dixon, Fort Dixon? You know, Fort Dixon. That's it. That was one conscription place. The reason I'm talking about conscription is my uncle got conscripted back in the Vietnam days. My uncle called a charge. He was facing a year in prison. And the judge says, you have two options, prison or him. He pointed to the guy in the back. Guy in the back walked him out the door, walked right into the station. He was processed down to Fort Dix in 2 weeks. I think basic training at that time was like 2 weeks. And he was sent over to Vietnam. Okay? That can happen again here in this country. People do not realize that. Okay? War right now, like we're going through, like they're going for war right now over in Israel and Lebanon and shit like that. I don't want to get involved in that bullshit. Okay? It's not my war. I don't want any of my kids or lineage going over that shit. Okay? Even though guys tote war and says, yeah, let's get it on. The truth is, war is very fucking brutal. Okay? It is brutal. The weaponry we have now is scary. Okay? They got bombs that will liquefy you. You understand? Turn you into an atom. So I say that to say that Ukraine and Russia, India, in Israel and Gaza, I don't want any war. If Trump has a shot at stopping all that, let him do it. Let him fucking do it. You know, I don't want to do shit with Ukraine anyway. I don't. I want to do shit with Ukraine or shit with fucking Israel. The shit that I see on the news, you know, I don't want to support that. I'm tired of us sending billions of dollars over there. I want to cut all that shit off. Fuck those people. Okay? Fuck them. You know, our international policy is too fucking big in the United States. Now, some of you guys may agree with me, some of you won't. But it's just too fucking big. You know, right now we had a natural disaster happen in North Carolina where people are getting only $750 to fix their fucking lives. Tax-paying citizens getting fucked. Okay, that little corner bend down in Florida. There's people in Florida without homeowners insurance. It's so fucking high. Let's help them people. Okay, let's keep American money inside America. And that's the problem I have. You know, I feel like Kamala Harris won't deal with that situation good enough because Joe Biden fucking fumbled it. Okay, look how he dealt with it. You know, I think Trump may step in there and stop that shit. I think he would, you know? And if he does, I mean, fuck, give him credit. Okay? I don't want to go to war. I don't want to be conscripted. You know, this country has sent people to war between the ages of 17 and fucking 50. Okay? Vietnam was a bitch. Any of you guys ever were drafted, drop a comment. See how that fucking felt to be 1-8. Okay? I don't know if I have any subscribers who are that old. But that's serious. Can you imagine? You know, I feel sorry for those Russians and Ukrainians. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Because those guys who are fighting in that war are young guys. They're 20-something-year-old guys. They'd rather be home playing PlayStation or Xbox or computer games, fucking their neighbor, than dealing with getting blown to bits. You know, I saw some war videos on Twitter and YouTube about the drones they have now that are just fucking scary. They have drones that are scary. Okay? And I saw a guy lay in the field and was hit by a drone. He wasn't dead yet. And he didn't want to suffer, so he took a gun and shot himself in the head. That dude looked like he was like 23, 24 years old. Okay? I'm sorry. Old men start wars, young men die in them. Okay? And I don't want to, you know, even though I served in the military, right? I was a young guy full of vigor and excitement and action. But as an older man now that I sit back and look at this shit, war is fucking brutal. War is brutal. None of you guys want that shit. I don't care what you say. Okay? The only war that I want to fight is when them dickheads cross the pond. Then I get into it. Okay? Then I'm ready to fight for America. Which I may add took a lot for me to get there. Okay? I'm talking through years of discrimination, years of prejudice, years of bias. I think I earned the right to call myself an American. Okay? But I'm just making this video, guys, tell you my thoughts about some things. You know, drop a comment, tell me if you agree. I don't know. You know, my vote so far is going towards Trump because I don't trust Kamala Harris. I just don't. You know, she was a prosecutor in California, and I'm gonna tell you something. San Francisco or Los Angeles are shitstorms. I remember specifically the LAPD getting on the radio, getting on the television and saying, listen, if you come to LA, we cannot protect you. Okay, that's an American city. We cannot protect you. Not to mention how San Francisco looks and how shitty that is. Okay? Them guys, you know, that's her state. So I don't know, guys. You know, if she gets into the office, you know, because people have a despise for Trump, you know, I can give a shit that he was convicted 34 times. You know, I feel like a lot of that was politically motivated. You know, I can give a shit about that. Fuck New York. You see how fucking shitstorm New York is? Okay? With all the immigrants up there, with all the crimes and shit. Fucking New York. You know, New York turns around and gives cashier's bail to these dickheads, and they're like, listen, when I was a police, right, I remember seeing guys with 40, 50 convictions and arrest. Okay? That is habitual criminal. Okay? That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. But New York just don't care about that shit. Okay? New York don't care. So, you know, I don't know, fellas and ladies. I'm just giving my thoughts. You know, I would like to get to a point where we're back to all making good money, consistent money. We're all back to being able to fucking live. Okay? Shit is so expensive and bad. You know, trucking was literally an upper middle class job for a blue collar guy. It was. It's an upper middle class job for a blue collar guy. And now it's became a low wage slavery type of job. To me, it has. It seems like it has. You know, low wages, long hours, and slaving. Okay, it's not the good days like it used to be. It's filled with constant worry. Okay, constant worry, can you pay your bills? Constant worry, are you going to get evicted? Constant worry, are you going to make any money? Because there are guys out here literally working for free. Just look at the shitstorm I went through with Swift. How shitty that was. How fucked up that situation was. Literally running 2,500 miles a week and making a $180 paycheck. $200 paycheck. Okay. I'm going to tell you guys something, man. You know, we should be concerned about a lot of things. We should. So vote your interest. You know, vote what you think would interest you. Anyway, this is Richie Rich, and I'm just keeping it real. Like, subscribe, comment, guys. I do read them. All my trolls, go fuck yourselves. Everybody else, you take it easy.